she should have made it to the end and not got taken out by Eureka.
The fact that you're making me defend Eureka O'Hara right now, you should be sent to the dungeon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new series on my channel that I call Phone a Queen. And here on Phone a Queen, instead of me giving you my hot takes, you give me yours. And today, I challenge you guys to give me your most unpopular, your hottest, your juiciest drag race takes. If you're new here, I'm Conspira Lucy, aka Luke, and I make thoughtful weekly videos on pop culture, drag race, and reality TV. And so if you're into that, please consider subscribing and sticking around. But without further ado, let's get into our first hot take.
Hi, Conspira Lucy. My name is Fran, and I am from the Philippines.
Yes.
And my drag race hot take, and I know people will get heated for this, but if there's one thing season 18 got right, it's that they should finally drop the ball challenge. Hear me out. I just feel like the ball challenge is now becoming super pay to win. Queens will be spending so much money to get those extra looks when I think it should really be focused on the creativity of the drag performers to craft their amazing design looks in the workroom. So in season 18, they had 3 design challenges, and I think that is amazing, and they should have more of those unconventional materials or like with different garments and stuff like that versus having those 2 extra categories where they can just wow us by things that they borrowed or they already customed from specific designers. Okay, so at least with just the design challenges, it really focuses on the artistry and what the queens can actually offer. That's it. Keep on making amazing content.
Thank you, Fran. And you know what? That is a pretty hot take. I've heard adjacent takes to this. I feel like the more popular take is that people want the ball to take place later on in the season, back at like top 4 again. Having it earlier on in the season with so many girls is maybe not as great, but to really tackle your hot take, just no ball. I definitely follow the logic. Like instead of, like you said, the payola of like the queens who just have more money and more access to designers often end up winning the ball because their package is just that much better. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but I often think of Raja and how she kind of fumbled the ball challenge on All Star 7 because her Olivia Newton-John Waters was just not up to par with everybody else's packages in that ball. But I would argue that what Raja made was probably the best look of the ball. And had it just been a design challenge, she would have been in the top 2. So I think that's a great example of what you're saying. I can't say I agree with your hot take, but you know what? I'm not scalded. I'm like, it was a little bit refreshing. I liked hearing it. Overall, I think more design challenges is good. And I think if we moved the ball later on in the season, that would improve it. But no ball in general, I think I like the theme and I like seeing a cohesive package of looks that all go together. So I think the theming of the ball, the placement in the season, those are all that matter, rather than just completely removing the ball, because I did miss it on season 18. And I do think it can be remedied if you move it later on in the season, because once you get to like top 4, top 5, everybody's sort of on an equal playing field versus, there's those clear standouts that show up at the beginning of the season when you do the ball. But anyways, thank you, Fran. Love the Philippines. I'm ready for Philippines season 4. Thanks again. But let's move on to our second caller.
Hello, Dis. My name is Aries from Houston, Texas. I'm just putting that out there so
Ooh,
the local
just
girls
sultry
know
voice.
that this is shade.
Ooh,
Because I
shade.
guess my hot take is I hate quote unquote shady queens if it's never to your face. Like it's not shade, it's not reading if if the bitch is never in the room. You're just talking shit and being a bitch, which is fine. Love a bitch. Love talking shit. However, don't call yourself a shady girl talking that I'm this, I'm that. You're not. Because why am I hearing it from your friend? And when I ask you, hi, how are you? Are we good? It's, oh my God, love you, bitch. Mwah, mwah. Tagging me on her Instagram story. But I know she just told bitch she fucking hates me once we dead. Like, I don't know, be shady or don't. I know they just said that in All Stars the other night, but it is so true. Like, these girls want to have their cake and eat it too. And it's always the girls that want to dish it out and can't fucking take it. Hello.
Listen, I will say I have been accused of being the girl who can dish it out but can't take it. But that being said, I agree with you. Like, obviously, the truth is we all gossip, and I think we all, to some extent, talk behind people's backs. But I agree with you in general. And like, people are act like being shady and being mean are the same. Shade is you're shading somebody in front of you and they're kind of in on the joke, or even if you're laughing at them, you're poking fun. And shade is supposed to be in good fun versus just being mean. You're talking about somebody behind their back. Like, girl, that ain't shady. I mean, it's shady, but it's not shade. So I think I agree with your take there. So another hot take that I'm not sure is that hot because I think what you said though is important. The delineation between what is shady and what is throwing shade. Because some of y'all are shady, but you're not throwing shade. Throwing shade, she can be cute. But then again, I guess there's ways of throwing shade if you're actually like adversarial with someone. But what you're saying is there's more of a fakeness here. And so overall, again, this was a refreshing take. I wasn't scalded, I wasn't burnt. But thank you again, Aries, for calling in. Let's get to our third caller.
Hi, my name is Cassidy. I'm from Rhode Island, and my hottest Drag Race critique is that if you can't do some things that the show obviously is gonna have you do, you should not even try and be casted. And like, what I mean is like, I feel like some queens just don't try hard enough to learn how to sew, or they don't try hard enough to like do some like even like a basic improv class. Like, just take it. It's like what, like 20, like $30, like $30 a session, 40 maybe. Like, just take the class. And I don't get why you would come onto a reality competition TV show and not have the tools that you know are gonna be necessary to like even get past the first few episodes, because you know it's probably gonna be a design challenge or the talent show, some sort of acting challenge, and then probably some bullshit like another funny acting challenge or some shit. Like, you know that's probably gonna be what the first episode is. Like, the first few episodes are. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like they should just like I know obviously like drag is hard. And a lot goes into it and it's very expensive, all that type of stuff. But I feel like if they just practice a little bit more, like so many early outs could have gone so far if they just put in the work, you know?
I think I'm glad you acknowledged that drag is hard because it surely is so hard to keep up with the workload that drag takes from you. Even being a local girl, being an online girl, it is 2 a.m. right now. I was like, oh, honey, I'm going to get done with my makeup at 10. I'm going to be done filming this video by 12 a.m. But it's just not that simple. It never is. But specifically in the context of Drag Race, I'm finding myself agreeing with your hot take. It's hard because me right now, I would love to be on Drag Race. There's the constant struggle of like, I would love to just go on because I love the show and I love the experience, but I'm a competitive person and I don't think I'll be submitting any audition or anything this year because I don't think that my drag is up to the standard where I could win. I'm still learning to sew. I'm still learning to style wigs. I think I would do well on a lot of the improv challenges or the comedy challenges, but I think there's many aspects of my drag where I would need to improve. But I think a lot of these queens, they're like, you know what, I've been doing drag 1 year. I feel like I've got my aesthetic down. I feel like I can perform decently enough. So I'm just going to send in my audition tape. And let's be honest, a lot of times they end up actually getting cast and then they're an early out. And I guess somebody has to go home first. But I think if you're a queen who's truly competitive and takes your drag seriously and your career seriously, I would urge you to not audition until you're ready because obviously it's a great opportunity. And if you get the offer, you don't want to turn it down. But it's like, obviously, it's going to do great for your career regardless. But I would urge a lot of these queens to wait. I agree with you. I think more of these queens need to wait to audition until they're fully cooked. And I think it's also on Drag Race to cast more seasoned queens. I'm waiting for somebody to be sent to the dungeon. Let's move on to our fourth caller.
Hey girl, it's Callie Coquette from Columbus, Ohio. My Drag
Yes.
Race hot take is going to be that we have seen a very, very large downtick in good lip syncs on Drag Race. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the girls aren't taking rhythm classes anymore. Maybe they need to. But I think that so much of the drag on Drag Race has become focused on preparing for the competition in a runway and challenge aspect that the lip
Maybe
syncs
not
have
the
become
challenges,
very
girl.
lackluster, minus a few shining moments here and there. But I need the girls to get rhythm back. I need them to learn their goddamn words. And I just need them, you don't need to have all of the tricks and all of that to deliver a good lip sync, but I mean, can we get something? That's gonna be it. Love you. Love your videos. Mwah.
Thank you, Callie. And you guys, Callie is a legend in Ohio. She was just in one of the Drag Detectives videos talking about what's going on in Ohio. And I'm not super versed on what's going on, but it sounds like there's some drag bans going on and we're trying to fight it. So please go over to her page. She has a lot more information there. And I'm sure you can just Google it and you'll find out more there. Um, the first thing I'll say, you said, oh, they're like preparing for the challenges. I don't think they're prepared for the challenges either. I think the one thing I'll say that you're right on is modern drag race. The runways are at they're at this top tier, like Met Gala level. And then everything else I would say is kind of decreased in quality. And maybe that's my hot take. I feel like everything in terms of challenge performance and lip syncs compared to older seasons of Drag Race has decreased, unfortunately. And I want to be positive about the show, but this is an episode about hot takes.
It's opinions based.
But I agree with you, especially recently on so many seasons. Like, especially, it's funny. This is another tangent. It's funny how things happen in sequential years on Drag Race. Like, there's almost trends. I remember 2022 was like the year of the underdog winner, where like Blue Hydrangea and Precious Paula Nicole and Willow Pill, they all won with one challenge win. Or you had 2023, which was like the year of the front runner, where you had Sasha Colby win. You had what's the queen's name from Belgium? I don't know. She had a bunch of wins. You had Jimbo win. There was another year where there was like 11 queens on almost every season of Drag Race other than the mainline series. And just like these coincidences are so weird. And I feel like now we're starting to see all the girls across all the franchises don't know their words. That was a long tangent, but I agree with you. I think the not knowing the words in the lip sync is a recent thing. But what's also a recent thing is the girls aren't matching the emotion of the song. They're either just doing tricks, trying to like out trick the other girl, trying to do like crunchy cartwheels, crunchy voguing. It's like, move your face. Half of these girls don't move their face and they're not listening to the meaning of the words. And not everything has to be super literal as well. I think some people like they're just acting out the lyrics, and that's not necessarily what you want to do either. But it's a balance. But at the end of the day, it's about embodying the song, knowing maybe who the artist is, and embodying kind of the emotion they give with the song. Again, it's about knowing your references, but it's also about, I always say, whether you're a main pop star or you're a drag queen, it's actually acting what you're doing. You're acting. And I think a lot of people don't talk about this, but when you're doing a lip sync, you're performing, but you're acting, you're emoting with your face. You are trying to display the story that's being told in the song. And I just think that's lost on so many queens. And I'm going to tell you right now, I still struggle to walk in heels, let alone dance. So I think I would struggle with a lot of up-tempo stuff, but you give me a ballad, I can give you my heart and soul. I can be expressive. And I know a lot of the girls are pickled nowadays. And I would say, like, you guys, we're putting on so much makeup on our faces, and do whatever you want with your body, but we don't need to be all this pickled. I don't think it makes your drag look that much better because, again, we're wearing so much makeup. It's not really doing anything, if we're being honest. Is that crazy to say? Like, I don't think it's necessary. And also, I love when, these drag veterans, they get older and it's like, you can see maybe the wrinkles, but it's like, when you can still paint that mug, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you've had work done. Like, drag is timeless. I feel like I went on so many tangents with that, but thank you again, Callie, for calling in. And yeah, again, I feel like I agree with you, but I feel like that is a hot take. And I feel like some people will be like, well, we had Georges do this amazing lip sync, or we just had, what's her name? Juicy give so many great lip syncs, which is true. But again, it's like, those were like the one good lip syncs of their entire season. Yeah, so let's move on to our fifth call.
Hi Diva, I'm Sky High from the UK, originally from Australia. Professional drag
UK from
queen.
Australia.
My hot take is that Drag Race is not oversaturated, and it annoys me when people say that because the only season that that is actually made for them is the one from their country. All the other ones are optional. So in reality, like for each country, there's usually only 1 to 2 seasons per year. So it does kind of annoy me when people say it's oversaturated because I don't actually think it is. You don't have to watch the ones coming from the other countries. You do not have to. Like, they're not necessarily for you. Just because they exist doesn't mean that you have to watch them. You know? That's my hot take.
She gave us a minute to
Thank
think
you.
there.
You're welcome.
I was literally giddy listening to that because, first of all, we just need to title this video me agreeing with everybody's hot takes because I haven't found one that I disagree with yet. And this one, I'm telling you, we are on the same wavelength, Sky High, because I have been saying this for years. Go check my Reddit. Like, I have been saying this. People are like, oh, Drag Race is oversaturated. There's like 8 international seasons this year. I can't watch them. I'm like, girl, it's called Drag Race Brazil. You think you're the target audience, that you need to be watching that and they're putting that out for you? It's called Drag Race Sweden. It's for the people in Sweden. And we have the privilege to watch it. It's a privilege to watch international Drag Race. It's a privilege to have WoW Presents. It's a privilege to get to engage with this international drag, but it's not for us. It's for those individual countries. And so when people are like, Drag Race is just so oversaturated, I'm like, you do realize we get 2 seasons of Drag Race a year in the US. That's it. That's all they're producing. Other than the year we got Global All Stars, and well, we saw how that turned out, honestly. That was oversaturated with some bullshit. Uh, but regardless, I 100% agree. And I hate it when people say that because it's like they're almost asking for like the show to be over, right? Or they're almost asking for those franchises to be canceled. And it's like, it's not for you, and just don't watch. Like, it's like, oh, we just need less. It's like, girl, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. And I hate when people say that when you like disagree with them. They'll be like, well, just don't watch the show. It's like, obviously, if you have valid criticism, you should be able to give it. But in this specific context, it's not valid. You're wrong. But you're right, Sky High. So thank you for your submission. All right, moving on to caller number 6.
I'm Jay from London. Hot take is that
London.
All Star 6, if anyone else but Silky was in the bottom for that lip sync SmackDown thing every week, no one else would have made it that far. And she should have made it to the end and not got taken out by Eureka.
The fact that you're making me defend Eureka O'Hara right now, you should be sent to the dungeon. Because we have to be honest, that last lip sync, what was it? Since You've Been Gone? Eureka tour. Eureka tears lip syncs down. I'm sorry. When she does like the shaky hands and the emotion and she closes her eyes, like that's what we call embodying the emotion of the song. And she was channeling her dead mother, and it was sickening. And I'm sorry, that was out of the whole lip sync SmackDown, Silky's sloppiest lip sync. She got stuck in her little tracksuit, and then she was just like randomly eating potato chips. It just seemed like she forgot, it just seemed like she ran out of steam and ran out of interesting reveals to do. And she was like, well, girl, I got this bag of potato chips. Might as well let it happen. I do think if Silky comes back, the season might get more interesting. If Silky comes back, she might actually win that stand-up challenge in the end and make it to the finale. And, she could have sent maybe Ginger home, and then maybe Trinity makes the finale, and maybe that's a more interesting scenario. I mean, we could relitigate the whole thing, but I disagree. I don't think I will say I agree with you that I don't think anybody else would have had the streak that Silky had, because what Silky did, nobody else had ever done on Drag Race. She came in with a fully prepared number. I mean, they know that the song is coming for over a week. And so she's the only one who actually took that opportunity and said, I'm going to plan a fully formed number with these songs. The other girls basically just sat in their hotel room for a week and they were like, oh, I'll just wing it. Silky didn't wing it. She said, I'm getting my redemption. And we loved to see it. But in terms of her coming back being a better result, I don't think so. I mean, Eureka had just been eliminated. And so I think it was a better storyline for her to immediately come back. Uh, it wasn't a better storyline for the episode, but I think overarching for the season, she had been doing better. And I think she actually did slay that lip sync. And so it was fair. So one I actually disagree with. Moving on to our last caller, caller number 7.
Hi, my name is Cassidy. I'm from Rhode Island. I made one of these yesterday, but I have another hot take. My other hot take is that this new show, House Queens, it's like the baddies version of it's like baddies, but with drag queens. I think if I think that show is gonna become a big thing, and I say this because shows like Doll's House, Bad Girls Club, Baddies, people love them so much. It's insane. And I think if House Queens gets picked up by Now That's TV or Zeus, but I doubt Zeus. I'm thinking more Now That's TV or a smaller company. I think that could create some competition for RuPaul's Drag Race because the drama on those shows is so intense and obviously people want to watch the fighting, that's why people watch it, but the drama that goes down in shows like Baddies, especially Bad Girls Club, their storylines were very good. I think that could cause some competition for RuPaul's Drag Race because honestly, the past few seasons, RuPaul's Drag Race has been missing the drama. And I think season 16 and 17 kind of they had drama, definitely. But season 18 was a dud on the drama. All Stars 10 was good with drama until actually no, it was good with drama through all out, but I don't think that's the drama people want to see. I think people want to see them get dirty. So that's my hot take.
I have been seeing a lot of traction for that show, and it does look like some great drama. Big Atlas is in the show. It's a lot of the famous Boston queens. And it looked like they were really getting down and fighting. And if there's one thing we know about gay people, they can get scrappy and they can get feisty. I think that show is going to have a lot of success. Is it going to compete with Drag Race? No, that will never happen. I mean, all of these shows, Baddies has such a core fan base. I mean, there's people in my life who are obsessed with that show. But I think at the end of the day, it's always going to stay in a niche because I think there's also a side of people who are very conflict averse and don't like to watch that at all. And it makes them cringe. And so I don't think it'll ever have true mainstream success. But I agree with the sentiment because Drag Race needs more drama. And I think maybe the psyche val is getting a little too strict, and we need to start letting a couple people who are a little off their rockers. And again, get us a Tammy Brown, get us, well, Mystique was back, but now Mystique is kind of giving us snooze fest. I'm like, somebody fight. I mean, not fight. I don't want to see physical violence is where I draw the line. I don't want to see that. That is not fun. Not for me. I mean, a little drink splash, a little maybe slap. I mean, a slap is still too much, but stop the violence.
Stop the violence.
No, don't want that. But I do want more drama on Drag Race. And it's I always think about if I was cast and I'm like, I do feel like I would just try to go in and just be honest with everything I was feeling. And I feel like people try to overproduce themselves. Obviously, I'm online and being online, you want people to like you, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not overly concerned with being liked because I think there's always going to be a segment of people who dislike you. I think all of us on our 10 years on the internet, whether we're just like private, whether we occasionally comment, whether we occasionally post, it's like you're always going to have somebody hating on you. And I think if you're just honest about how you feel in the moment, that's going to make great TV. And these girls are so afraid of getting canceled or being the villain. I'm like, at the end of the day, being the villain can actually help your career in a lot of ways and keep you relevant. Especially, it's like if you're just giving playful shade or just doing something petty that's not that deep. I mean, look at Plain Jane, look at Mistress. If you look at somebody like Jeremy Carey, formerly known as Fifi O'Hara, if she had just truly accepted her title as the ultimate Drag Race villain, she could have gone so big. But instead, she kind of like, and I get it, it's hard. And I'm sure she has a lot of trauma from the amount of vitriol she got from the fan base. But I just think even somebody like Roxy Andrews, she kind of leans into her villainy sometimes and just says it like it is. And I think for a lot of people, that's refreshing. And overall, I agree with what you're saying. I think we need more drama on Drag Race. I think we can all agree with that. But then again, you look at the Anya Nerve and Lexi Love drama that happened on season 17, and I think a lot of people didn't respond well to that. And Anya got a lot of hate for that because the fan base is racist, and Queens of Color just get it worse. Just be yourself, and I think your people will come, and us real ones will rally behind our beloved villains. But thank you for submitting again. And that is going to do it for our first episode of Phone a Queen. Thank you for everybody who submitted. And if you want to submit to Phone a Queen, you can go to speakpipe.com/conspiralucy and leave your take there. I'm going to be doing more videos about this. Check the community page. I'll be posting about what hot take I'm specifically looking for when I decide to do the next one. You can just leave your hot Drag Race takes for now. And if I want something specific in the future, I might just create a new page. So feel free to leave your hot Drag Race takes and we'll probably do another video. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Hype the video. A lot of you have been saying you haven't been seeing the hype feature. I don't know if it's showing up yet, but if it is, hype the video. Leave a comment if you agreed or disagreed with any of the takes, and let me know your hot Drag Race takes. Anyways, thank you all again so much for watching. Please subscribe if you liked the video. I make weekly videos every Saturday and Monday. And yeah, bye.